I know why I'm here. And I'm here to talk about a reality that is so real, so incredibly real, that it is beautiful. I'm here to talk about joy that is so real that it is not connected to yesterday or tomorrow. Only in this moment called now, in the presence. I'm here to talk about a happiness that is your happiness, not dependent on anybody or any circumstance or any situation, but you. I'm here to talk about a wealth that you have, a wealth that is priceless. Priceless. You cannot sell it and you cannot buy it. And because you have this wealth, you are the wealthiest person on the face of this earth. So what is all this? A reality so real, it's beautiful, a wealth, Well, what is it? Let me begin with this. This is a thought that I had. What makes a cow happy? A cow. Well, I've been around cows. And I can tell you one thing, what makes a cow happy is when the cow is being a cow. That's when the cow is the happiest, just being a cow. When is an alligator happy? Being an alligator. If you took that alligator and put a diamond lace chain on his neck, try to put lipstick on it, try to tie it down onto a very expensive, maybe one of the ex-Napoleon's chair, strap him down and say, look, you look beautiful, you have lipstick on, it really brings out your lips. And you're sitting in Napoleon's chair. But the alligator doesn't really care about those things. Just wants to be an alligator. Do the alligator thing, whatever that alligator thing is. I don't know what the alligator thing is, but just doing the alligator thing. Happiest. A cat, being a cat. A dog, being a dog. So now the question for you is, what makes you happy? Cow being a cow is happy. Dog being a dog is happy. Cat being a cat is happy. Alligator being an alligator is happy. What makes you happy? Now, before you jump off and say, well, this is what makes me happy. You've seen those commercials especially in America, where they're sitting on the beach, they've got their beer, they've got a fire, they're roasting some poor animal on it, and going, it doesn't get any better than this. I disagree, but this is what they, of course, want you to think. It doesn't get any better than this. And before you answer that question, what makes you happy? Keep one thing in mind. Alligator was not dependent on anything else. Just being itself was what made the alligator happy. The cat, being a cat, not dependent on anything else. It would be a sad day if your happiness depended on someone else or something else. Because if your happiness depends on someone else or something else, you're in trouble. Now your life is dedicated not to enjoying happiness. Your life is now dedicated to having that person around who makes you happy, or preserving that situation that makes you happy. And that might answer some of the questions that people have about this world. What are we doing in this world? What do we do in this world? We try to preserve. We try to preserve all that we think is good, that we like. That's what we do. The whole world is busy trying to make that happen. Trying to make that happen. Nobody's enjoying themselves because it's not important now. The enjoyment bit, what has become important now, is to make sure that those circumstances are there, that those people are there. How many parents there must be whose children have grown up and they wish that they could all come together the same way, that one day that they all sat outside around that table and had that wonderful meal and they laughed and it was good. And how many parents try to recreate that again and again and again unsuccessfully? Because it's only this parent who's into it, not the kids. And the kids are like, well, give me a break. You know, I got my life. I want to have my life. I want to do my thing. And the parents are, no, no, no. We're going to recreate that exact scene. Pictures on the wall. Weren't we all having a good time? Let's do that again. Is happiness, is the true joy. True joy. Can the true joy be dependent on anyone else? Truest of all joys. The truest reality. Is it harsh? Or is it sweet? Which one? For those who have felt it, the truest reality is the sweetest reality. Because it's a reality that says, I exist. I I am alive. That the most beautiful gift, the most incredible gift of this most incredible wealth, of this breath, is being given to me, and I am conscious, I am aware. I have awareness. I have the capacity to understand that I have not only a yearning to be happy, but I have the source of happiness within me. Both things. Both things. See, we forget sometimes that both things are important. If you have food but don't have hunger, without hunger, having the food is like, wait. But when you have hunger and you have food, when you have a hunger and have food, that's good. That is good. Both. Having the yearning to be happy, having the yearning to be in peace, and having the source of peace inside of you. A lot of people, when they ask me questions, they want to know about peace. So how do we get to it? So where is it? How can we get it? And I am telling them, look, cool it. Peace isn't the problem. Peace is inside of you. I know that, and in fact, you know that. Problem isn't the peace. The problem is this other bit, yearning. Standing in the middle of the farm, where you've got tomatoes, and you've got eggplant, and you've got okra, and you've got oranges, and you've got peach tree, and you've got plum. Problem isn't food. The problem is hunger. You are looking at tomatoes, but not the same way as a hungry person does. Because to the hungry person, tomatoes. And the person who isn't hungry, what kind are they? You think they're a bit green? Can I touch one? It's a different mindset. The people are more interested, well, where do I get the peace? In you. I'm not the first one to say that. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds before me have made that call. Peace is inside of you. Peace is important. Peace is possible. Problem isn't the peace. The problem is, are we feeling the hunger for peace? Now, why do I use the word hunger? Why don't I use the word need? Why do I use the word hunger? Let me draw the distinction for you. Somebody can actually make me feel like I need something when I don't. Like your Coke commercial, the real thing. But if I'm not hungry, nobody can make me hungry. Hunger is something I have to feel and know. Why do I use the word thirst? Somebody can flash something delicious in front of me and I can say, boy, that's delicious. But thirst? Nobody can create it for me. Either I am thirsty or I am not thirsty. Thirst, hunger, sleep. Somebody can tell me, oh, you're not really sleepy. Oh, yes, I am. And of course, you all know when you are not, you can lie in a bed, turn off the lights, right? And lie there awake. Either you are sleepy or you are not sleepy. And when you are sleepy, what difference does it make where you are? You could be in an airplane, in the cockpit. The two engines in the back just humming along. And the air is still, and you're across the Atlantic, and there's hardly anybody to call. And you're just sitting there, just... I have seen the best of them. That's why I tell them, go take a break. Go in the back, go to sleep. Take a few minutes. Oh, no, I'm okay. It's okay. It's okay. This is a human thing. You are tired, you need sleep. Not a problem. Things that are so innate to us. No influences, innate. And the issue is your desire for peace. Your desire for that reality, your desire for that joy, unbiased. Oops, another word? Unbiased? What do you mean unbiased? Yes, unbiased. Because the true reality is not whether you are rich or poor. The true reality isn't you are healthy or sick. That can change in one day. You show up at the doctor's and the doctor tells you, oh yeah, you have AIDS. You're going to die. Next doctor, oops, wrong medical result. You're going to live. It's okay. One day you were dying. Oh my God, I'm going to die. Next day, I'm okay, I'm healthy. And already with this richest business and poor business, we have seen that. One guy is really, really rich, and the next thing you know, it's all gone. Oops. That's not the reality. What is the reality? That you are alive. Somebody might be sitting there going, well, what kind of reality is that? It's the only kind. The only kind? The only kind of reality, my friends, that allows you to be rich and allows you to be poor. allows you to shed a few tears and allows you to crack a smile, allows you to dance and allows you to sit still, allows you to call others your own, allows you to be an uncle, allows you to be a mother, allows you to be a dad, allows you to be an aunt. Because without that reality, there is no show. There is no show. And that reality is simple. It's simple. What is unfolding every day is not your life. It's the drama in your life. You have to understand this. You really have to understand this. What is changing is not the book, it's the pages that are being flipped. You came into this world, and you will come into this world but once. How absolute is that? Extremely. Extremely. And it's happened. It took place. And that's when the book was opened. And the book opened. And now the pages are being flipped. And you're reading. And what is in this page? Some are your wants. You wish. Your wishes. I wish things were this way. I wish things were that way. Some are your desires. Everybody has a desire of some sort, somewhere, buried. There are some, I wish I was taller. Some are, I wish I was not so tall. You know, the ones that keep banging their heads against everything. I wish I wasn't so tall. Those who are overweight wish I wasn't so overweight. Everybody wishes, well, I was better looking. Some people wish I was born to rich parents. Then I could do anything I want. And, So everybody has a little wish. Everybody has a little desire. We read. And we try to make sense out of it. We try to make sense out of why are things not the way I want them to be. And there are people who turn to stars, literally. The Pluto was here, the Uranus was here, this was here, that was here, so that's why this is not, today is not your day. And then there are people who are very scientific about it. I am a self-made person. Not really. Your parents had a contribution. One time I was driving somewhere and somebody said, oh, so-and-so finally has started to come and listen to you, because they never wanted to listen to you because they were, they felt they were a self-made person and they really didn't need help from other people. I said, oh, so they were dependent on that part of it. which is that they don't need help from other people. You still need the help from the farmer to grow the vegetables and the shopkeeper to make sure that they are available to you to eat. You still depend upon the person who cooks. You still depend upon the utensils to help you cook. You still depend upon the fire to cook your food. You still depend upon the faucet, that when you turn it on, water comes out. And all those people who make it possible, the waterworks department. You depend upon the pilots to take you where you want to go, not where they want to go, but where you want to go. They may all want to go home. Most pilots want to go home. You would think that after you become a pilot, you would want to go different places, but it's amazing. Pilots just want to go home. And in fact, there is a saying that in the aviation field, oh yeah, those guys got into a crash because they had get-homeitis, a disease where the pilot just wants to get home. Dependent, independent. Oh, we'd like to think we're independent. When we depend so much on so many, that's not the issue. In your independence, are you dependent upon you or not? It's a tricky question. I'm not taking a quiz. There are no points for it. This is a tool for understanding. How can I be dependent upon myself when I don't even know who I am? Who am I? Alligator knows who an alligator is. Cat knows who cat is. Dog knows I'm a dog. Human being goes, who am I? With the biggest brain for body size. Who am I? Who am I? With very clear instructions, know thyself. Who am I? Socrates, know thyself. Who am I? To have the run of the earth, less the ocean, have the run of the earth and the surface of the ocean, and the human being asks, why am I here? What am I doing here? Who am I? What am I doing here? Maybe I will be the happiest if I can be me. Just be me. If I only knew who I was. Who am I? Things change. Things have gone on. Things have changed. I remember a time in my life, I was very young. I didn't go to school. Play. And I was the youngest, and I would get up really early in the morning. I couldn't wait to get up. I'd be lying there, looking at the window so I could see the first tinge of light so I could dash out there. And to watch in this incredible amazement the dew, and the dew changing the color, and dew sparkling like diamonds when the sun's first rays hit all this water, all this dew, all over the place. Then I was put in kindergarten, and I remember crying and crying. My home was better. And then I remember I got used to it. See the change? I got used to it. I actually got used to it. And I traded getting up in the morning, watching the dew, for the kindergarten. And then I was enrolled in this academy, St. Joseph's Academy, the school. And I remember crying. I didn't want to go there. It was new, it was different. It was like all my friends were back in the kindergarten, the other one. And I was there, and I exchanged that for that. And you get my message. It kept exchanging. Things kept changing. I kept exchanging. Changing, exchanging, changing, exchanging, changing, exchanging. And in some of that, there were things that were not good, and they went, and there were things that were superb, and they went too. Indiscriminate throwing out of stuff. And the only thing that has remained, that has been constant, has been the coming and going of this breath. And the only thing that has remained constant is the desire to be fulfilled. The desire to be fulfilled, even when I am fulfilled. When I am fulfilled, I still have the desire to be fulfilled. And when I am fulfilled even more, the desire to be fulfilled even grows greater. It's a tricky thing. It's like love. When you don't love, there is no love. When you love, then you love even more, and then you can love even more, and then you can love even more, and you can love even more, and you can love even more. A lot of people in this world think their objective in their life is to be fulfilled so that they don't have the desire to be fulfilled. That would be a sad day. When you fall in love with someone, you don't actually fall in love so that you can stop loving. Do you? You fall in love so you can love even more. You can feel that love even more in your life. And that has remained constant. I was always the youngest. For me, when I was growing up, I was the youngest. That was it. There was nobody really younger than me. That was all these adults, and me, I was the youngest. Now, I'm 49 years old. I'm going to be 50 this year. The only thing that this breath keeps coming, and it's a gift. And I accept. And I understand. And it is true that when I am me, I'm the happiest. That doesn't mean when I'm alone. It has nothing to do with being alone. When I am me, who I am, who breathes and feels gratitude in their heart for being alive. This is me. Gratitude, a thankfulness, that I am alive. There are people who are too busy trying to figure out what's going to happen to them when they're not alive anymore. They are so busy trying to figure out what's going to happen to them when they are not alive anymore that they have forgotten how to live. They are so possessed. Well, am I going to go to heaven? They are so preoccupied with the heaven after death that they have forgotten the heaven on earth. Voluntarily walked out of the pearly gates. Because there is a heaven on earth. And this heaven that is the heaven on earth, you are fully equipped to take full advantage of it. This body that has been given to you. You can truly enjoy. Remember I talked about a joy that is so amazing. That is the joy. And where is this heaven? It's not in some building. This heaven is in the heart of every single human being on the face of this earth. I mean, when you talk about that power that created us, really knew us very well. So, if I create a heaven and it's a physical place, I know these guys will forget how to get there. Misplace the address. Get lost. Men never stopping to get directions. I know what I will do. I'll place the heaven within them. So wherever they go, one thing they can't do is get lost. And when you can experience that joy in your life, when you can understand the value of this breath, then you have truly begun to understand what life is. Right now you understand your responsibilities. Right now you understand your chores. Right now you understand your duties. You don't understand life. And believe me, this world needs to understand what life is all about. So much energy is expended just to destroy. It's not even a joke. Destroy, 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 destroy. So little to bring peace to people. Wherever I go, and I say to people, what you need is peace, and they understand. You know that little example I gave you a little bit earlier about people on the beach with, some beverages open and sitting there with a fire, roasting some kind of a creature going, it doesn't get better than this? A lot of people won't understand that. One, they haven't seen that commercial. And two, what? Doesn't get any better than that? What does that mean? But when I say peace, they will understand. Is this an accident? When I say life, people understand. When I say breath, people understand. The value for a person to recognize and understand the preciousness of this gift, of this wealth, is the same, whether they're in Japan, whether they're in Africa, whether they're in India, whether they're in Australia. Because there are some things that are innate to all of us. We may look different, but we're not. We may talk different, but we're not. The need to believe, we all have. We all need to believe, especially when we don't know. We need to believe when we don't know. I offer the possibility of knowing. Knowing you, so that you can be you. Because without you knowing you, you cannot be you, and if you cannot be you, you cannot be happy, like the cat and the crocodile and the cow. It's important for you to know you so that you can be as happy as you can be. And this is how simple it is. I know you came here, some of you probably wanting to hear the most sophisticated, mind-boggling thing there is. I'm sorry. It's simple. What you're looking for is in you, and that's not the issue. What you are looking for is in you, and that's not the issue. The issue is the thirst. The issue is the hunger. The day you will awaken that hunger inside of you, you will find what you're looking for. Because maybe you pull into a gas station and you ask the attendant, where is Rose Avenue? And I ask you a question. Where do you want to go? And you go, no, tell me where Rose Avenue is. And I'm saying, no, where do you want to go? And you say, I want to go to the flower shop on Rose Avenue. And I will tell you, sir, there is no Rose at the flower shop on Rose Avenue. It's on Rose Street. You want to go to the flower shop? Or you want the Rose Avenue? No, this actually happened one time. I went to this place. No, this happened in reverse, but it happened. I went to this place and I was going to have an event, and there was an avenue and there was a street. And they put the address on the invitation cards as avenue, and where they really wanted to go was the street. And so nobody showed up, except a few people who were helping with the hall and so on and so forth. So we had the event anyways, and that was that. In fact, the funny thing is where the address was a movie theater. And it didn't show the cleanest of the movies. That was another little funny part to that story. So I'm sure that once people got there and they got in, that was it. They weren't going to come out to come and attend what I had to say. But regardless of that, where do you want to go? People come to me and they say, well, I'm looking for this, and I'm looking for this, and I'm looking for this. And I say, where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? I'm familiar with this area. I am familiar with this area. Just tell me where you want to go, and I'll give you very simple directions to get there. Too many people in this world are caught up in the logistics of street names. And they fight with each other. And they argue with each other. No, it's not Avenue. It's Boulevard. Have they ever traversed those streets? Not a footprint. Nobody has walked on those boulevards since the day the cement was laid down. Because this is what it has become. The arguments are about the street names. And somehow, destination has been forgotten and street names have become important. And in the world of this heart, in the world of this inner scape, destinations are important, not streets. Awaken in you then the thirst to be fulfilled. And when that thirst is awakened, you will find your destination. You will find the destination. There's a saying, where there is a will, there is a way. Problem isn't the way, it's the will. One day people are, yes, I'm looking for God. I want to see God. What? Beard? Eyes? Light? Void? Few particles? Planet? Palm tree? Mango tree? The God you're looking for is in all those things. So something that is in all those things, what does that thing look like? That is in everything. Have you wondered? Have you wondered? What does something look like that's in everything? Everything. Air. In you. You know, if you were clear on what you want to get to, best bet to look for it is you. Not somewhere out there. It's you. Because what you're looking for is within you. What is the way? Not the problem. Ignite the thirst. Ignite the hunger for knowledge, for understanding. Don't become a parrot. Polly want a cracker? Polly want a cracker? Because Polly does not understand what Polly is. So when all the parrots go, Polly want a cracker, Polly want a cracker, Polly want a cracker, Polly doesn't have any idea what a cracker is. Because we used to have parrots when I was growing up, and there was one parrot, well, Polly want a cracker. You could stick a cracker in his mouth, you could stick a chili in his mouth, and Polly want a cracker, Polly want a cracker, Polly want a chili, Polly want a... No, it was just anything, just stick it in his mouth. Didn't have the idea of good morning, Polly want a cracker. They figured he said, Polly want a cracker, somebody will come and shove something in his mouth and be happy. Is that what a human being should be? Polly want a cracker, Polly want a cracker. No! Not repeat. No! Understand, that's your potential. That's one thing you can do. You can know, and you should know. You should be clear. This is your potential to be clear, and you should be clear. So you've taken a little time in your busy schedule to hear about this. Some people are going to say, I've heard this before. Good. You obviously didn't pay attention. You're hearing it again. Some people are like, well, I've never heard this before. Good! You finally heard it. So pay attention. And fulfill your possibility. Find out who you are so you can be who you are. Whenever, wherever, whether it is in the dark hours, pain, suffering, be who you are so you can be happy, so you can be content, so you can find peace in this life. This is it. This life. And that is important. That is important. Yes, you have many, many important things that you have to do. Place this one at the top. Place this one at the top. And then all that is to fall in place will fall in place. I thank you very much for coming this evening. I hope you have learned something, and enjoy this life. Thank you very much, and good night. Thank you.